So the first thing that comes to our mind when you talk about Lagna is that it is the ascendant. It is the rising sign. It is the beginning. It's the first house and all that. It's all that fine. That's yes, that's true. But I'm going to give you some information here which you could later assimilate into a more concrete perspective. Okay, I want you to really assimilate it and really think about what I'm going to say now, because these things are this information, these details that I'm going to give, you can't find it online. So this is for folks who are learning astrology online and through books and not through a guru. So for you, it may be a problem for you to really understand how this Vedic astrology works, because it's not a matter of synthesizing things. One needs to understand the core principles, because it is from the Vedas. It's an application of the Vedas, isn't it? The 6 parts of the Vedanta. So one needs to clearly understand the purpose of using the Vedic astrological horoscope. Okay, so it is essential that you know this information. So if you know anyone out there who is just not a casual astrologer, but who really wants to understand its deep meanings and mechanics but doesn't have a guru, then this video will be right for him or her. Okay, so first thing is, when you look at the horoscope, you look at the chart, right? When you look at this chart, you would see what would you see, right? Would you see, okay, the first house rules your innate personality, intrinsic qualities, probably your appearance and also your vitality. Yes, it's true, but how do you come to that conclusion, right? How do you really get the real meaning of that first house and the second and the third and all the 12 facets? There are things that you need to know as prerequisite prior to just synthesizing it off the cuff, right? So what are the essence? This is what I'm going to share with you, and I hope you guys would really benefit from this. So number one, when you look at the chart, as I said earlier, is the chart that reveals your soul's transmigration from one house to another. And these houses are facets of your life in this birth, in this janma. Okay, and it pretty much shows how your soul is going to evolve until it reaches the 12th house, where it gets into a state of maturity. Right? So to know that, you need to find out who or what is this soul all about, right? You must know that, isn't it? Without that information, then looking at your charts, maybe it's okay to do YouTube videos, Venus in the second house give you a lot of money and stuff like that. Yeah, it's okay, because it's very general. But then if you are a serious astrologer and you have clients who comes to you, who wants to get your service to read, then you cannot do those cafeteria type or Sunday paper type astrology. You must have the the perspective. The perspective here is difficult to apply but easy to understand. It's basically, the chart is your soul's transmigration from the first to the 12th, and it matures in the 12th house. Okay, now to know that, you must know how do you really come to this conclusion that yes, this is the soul that I'm looking at, and from there this soul is taking all these places. How do you get that? How do you get hold of this soul thing, right? So first is, you have to look at the Rasi. Okay, the Rasi where your Lagna is. This is where the Lagna comes in, right? The Lagna is the indication, the one that gives astrologers clues on what your soul would have gone through, the thing that it would have learned from its previous life, right? Previous janma. So the Lagna will give you that reference, okay, the clue, I would say. So you look at where your Lagna is positioned, in which Rasi it is positioned. Okay, the Rasi first. Second, in which nakshatra it is residing. Nakshatra is the asterism, right? Particularly in which pada. There are four parts to a nakshatra, right? So in which pada it's residing. So again, you have the Rasi where the Lagna is residing. You need to extrapolate whatever from the Rasi that you're going to get, and then you need to look at what nakshatra it is in, especially the pada, and what are that information you need to really do research. And then the last would be there's three parts to it, three components, three factors to understand this soul. Okay, I think I missed that, but there are three factors to it. The first is the Rasi, where the Lagna is residing. Second is the Nakshatra Pada, where it is in. You need to really analyze the Nakshatra. And the third is the governance of the horoscope. That is one factor where it actually governs the horoscope, and that is the Lagna Lord. Right, the Lagna Lord is the one that actually governs the entire horoscope. So putting all these three together is what we call as Atma. Atman is the individual soul, right? We can also call it Jivatma in certain contexts, but Atman is the actual soul. Is the term used for it. It is the individual soul. Now, once you have gathered this information, assimilated, you have a more concrete or rather solid strategy, I would say, to do the predictions. Okay, it's like building a house. You need to build a slab first. Without a slab, you can't erect anything. So it is important that you understand that. All right, so once you gather these three factors, now you have a solid grasp on what the soul is, who the soul is, what you have done, what are the things that it's bring forward from its previous, the residual outcome of the previous lives, and what is it going to bring forth to this life. Now only then you could go and decipher each and every house, the one, the two, the second, the third, the fourth, until the 12th. So as you can see, that's how you have to look at the Lagna, right? Which is why it's also called as the Udaya Lagna. That is the right term to use it. There are several Lagnas, Aruda and stuff like that. The actual term is the Udaya Lagna, the rising ascendant. It's called rising for many reasons. One of it is the rising of the soul. It's the inlet, the beginning of the soul. It's awakening, right? All right. I think I've let me see if I missed anything. No, so that's about it. So I hope this information will be beneficial for you. If you need to ask any questions, please post it in the comments. I will definitely reply to you, and but please don't post things like this is my birth of date and time and place, and can you say something about this. I hope it's relevant to what I'm talking here right now. So right, so these are core information, things which it's difficult for you to find on the net. So I hope this will be beneficial for you. And if you know someone who's really interested to know this stuff, this principles and all that, please share with them. All right, so you take care, guys. Be safe. Bye bye.